Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
She was very good at her job.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
what
what would you give her?
In the beginning, definite 10. Once I received my order and it was not what I wanted and what I ordered, that definitely is a 0.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness.
Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something.
That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Gregory De Madrid claims he created a lab diamond pendant from the ashes of the defendant's cat and says she refuses to pay for it.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Mr. De Madrid is suing Pauline Hawkins in the amount of $2,400. The defendant is countersuing in the amount of $6,200.
All right, so we have Mr. De Madrid. You're suing for $2,400. Ms. Hawkins, you're countersuing for $6,200 over a piece of jewelry. And we're going to start with you, Mr. De Madrid. What's going on here?
Yes, I am suing because I am a business owner.
Yes.
And I own a company called Ash and Aurora Diamonds. And what we do, Your Honor, is we manufacture diamonds, lab-grown diamonds.
How long have you been doing this, sir?
5 years now.
5 years. And in the 5 years that you've been doing this, what's been the percentage of complaints you've had with?
We've had no complaints, Your Honor.
None at all?
None at all.
Zero, zip?
Zero. And we want to make it that way and keep it that way because
And then Ms. Hawkins comes along and all of a sudden we got problems, huh?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's start first with why you went with Mr. De Madrid's business, because you had a loss.
I did, yes.
Yes.
It was my treasured cat, Blue.
The cat's name was Blue. Oh, let me see the
Cat's
picture
name
of the
is
cat.
Blue,
I want to
yes.
see the picture, Deputy Thomas. Come on
Do
now.
you have anything else you want to give the judge for evidence?
Yes, there will be the
See,
receipt that I'll
he's
show
not
you.
an a la carte
Do you
kind of
wanna see
guy.
this?
He's all you can
All
eat.
at once,
So he wants it
okay.
all at the same time. There we go.
I have receipts as well if you want to have
All
those
right. So now this is Blue. Oh, Blue is gorgeous.
Blue is a Russian blue. There was nothing blue in the color of her. She was 18
Well, I was
years
thinking
old.
the cat was going to have blue eyes.
Right. No, she doesn't. She has gold eyes, which is why I ultimately wanted to go with a colorless diamond. As you'll see on the receipt there, I requested a colorless diamond made from her ashes. So she was 18 years old and she got sick last year.
You had her all of the 18 years?
I did.
So
yes.
you all had a good run.
We went through an awful lot together, and she
Really?
was
What
definitely.
else? What did you go through with Blue?
For over 18 years, she stayed with me through a very difficult divorce and breakup of that relationship, and she came with me, stayed
Did
with
the
me.
breakup happen years ago, or was it more recent?
Well, actually, the breakup for the divorce was 10 years ago, and then recently I broke up with a man that I thought I was going to marry. So that was the second
Around the
breakup.
same time that you also lost your cat.
Yes, yes, sir.
Lot
And
to take on.
It was a lot to take on. And
Lot of
then-
loss.
And this last year has been horrible with the fires as well.
Out here
my best friend.
in Los Angeles, the Altadena area.
Yeah, my
from what I
best friend
remember.
lost her house there, and the insurance company's been giving her problems. So she's my best friend, and Blue has been part of our relationship as well. And so it's been a lot. It's been a lot of loss. And
And with all of that loss, Mr. De Madrid, that's where you come in, because that's what you are specializing in,
Yes,
dealing
Your
with
Honor.
people who have lost. Is it just pets, or is it also human beings?
It's also human beings.
Talk to
We
me a
can
little
do
bit
that.
about this business and why you decided to get into it.
Yeah, so basically I had a friend who had created a pendant for a pet, a cat that had passed away.
Okay.
And that really interested me. And at the time I was in another line of business,
Okay.
kind of more in the bakery side. And I was getting
So
tired
this is
of
quite
that.
a switch from jewelry from bakery.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as you're talking, somebody behind you is nodding like this is the amen corner over here. This is your witness that you brought to
Yes,
court?
yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am,
This
step
is
forward and
customer
state your
service.
name, please.
Hello, My name is Geneva Sanchez. I am the customer service representative.
You're
I'm the one who
customer service
interacts.
rep, and so you book all of the clients and deal with them directly?
Yeah.
Did you deal directly with Ms. Hawkins?
Yes. She
All right.
actually came in person.
Oh, it was an in-person thing? All right. And so how did you find Ms. Sanchez in terms of her customer service capabilities?
It was fantastic. When we
Okay.
talked, we had fantastic conversations that went on.
Fantastic conversations.
Yes.
What made them so fantastic?
She seemed to really understand where I was coming from, and
She's good at her job?
she was very good at her job.
On a
At
scale of
least
1 to
that's
10,
I
what
thought.
would you give her?
In the beginning, a definite 10. Once I received my order and it was not what I wanted and what I ordered, that definitely is a 0.
Coming up on America's Court.
She did ask me if I wanted it to be blue.
Stop.
Yep.
Did you ask her, did she want it to be blue?
No, what
Stop.
we were talking.
Why would she ask you if you wanted it the color blue?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Gregory De Madrid, who is suing Pauline Hawkins for unpaid services.
How did you go from 10 to 0 so quickly, Ms. Sanchez? What did you do?
Well,
This is your fault, clearly.
we met in person and
Yes.
talked about doing a colorless diamond,
A colorless diamond looks like what?
transparent.
It's transparent.
And it's gold around it, and this beautiful pendant for her cat blue.
So the jewelry itself is gold, and inside it's a clear stone.
diamond that is made with the ashes of her cat blue.
Okay.
So we talked about that in person. She made the payment, and then the next day she brought the ashes. And 2 days later, she called to say that she was reconsidering it being blue.
Did she talk to you?
Yes, I'm the only person that.
So at this point, Mr. De Madrid, you had not had any interactions with Ms. Hawkins.
None whatsoever. Your
All
Honor.
you knew was that your employee, Ms. Sanchez, and Ms. Sanchez, how long have you been with the company? Ashton
I've been
Aurora?
there for 4 years.
You've been there for 4 of the 5 years. All right. And what would you rate her in terms of the customer service satisfaction?
Oh, she's excellent at her job.
She is?
Yes.
Okay.
I would give
and
her a
hadn't
10.
had any complaints from anybody else?
No complaints.
All right.
She's very personable.
You said Ms. Hawkins came 2 days later.
Well, she called to say she wanted to change the
Oh,
order.
she didn't come in.
No.
This was all by phone.
Yes. So in the order that I believe you have, there's a note at the bottom.
Well, no, I don't have an order. No, wait, is this the order?
That's the order, sir.
Okay, now, did you bring anything, Mr. De Madrid?
I did.
What do you have for me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because what
I
I'm
have,
looking at
Whatever
here
I give 'em,
is
I'll
a
take it all.
gold.
I have
evidence
the
whatsoever?
letter and the bank
Okay. Do you want to show them photos?
note. Oh, yeah.
That's it?
All right, so let's see the agreement. All right, what do we have here? Because there was some sort of miscommunication. You both are showing me pictures of a gold diamond with a clear diamond and a gold sort of piece of jewelry attached to it. So that's what you wanted.
Sir, if I could point out one other discrepancy, the photograph shows a yellow gold, and you can see in the wording, I requested white gold with a colorless diamond. So
Okay.
when I did bring that in my conversation with Geneva, when we
Meaning,
talked about
because
that-
this is what you showed me.
This is-
We're on the
this is my
same page so
receipt.
far?
Yes.
All right, and when you received this, you're saying that this looked yellow to you,
Yes,
and then you had to then go back and say, no, I want white gold.
correct. I called her and we talked about it.
Did that call take place 2 days later?
Yes,
All right, so we're all on the same page. Initially, there was an order with a specific type of diamond and the setting around it. 2 days later, you don't go in person, you go by phone to say, I want a white diamond.
I had ordered the white diamond, the
So
colorless
you had said,
diamond.
oh, there's a slight error here.
I ordered a white colorless diamond in white gold in the order That's what it says, a colorless diamond in the white gold.
Yes, it does.
The photograph looked yellow to me.
So you wanted to call to clarify.
I wanted to call to clarify
And
that.
when you called it to clarify, how did we end up having a conversation about something blue?
I did contemplate changing the color of the diamond to blue.
Stop. Your initial conversation was to clarify that it was white gold.
Correct.
At any point did Ms. Sanchez say to you, you sure you want that, or are you thinking more blue?
Yes, she did ask me if I wanted it to be blue.
Stop.
Yep.
Did you ask her, did she want it to be blue?
No, what
Stop.
we were talking.
Why would she ask you if you wanted it the color blue?
I imagine that she was going by the name of the cat, as you did, which most people do.
Well,
They
she
think
knew
blue
the
was part
name of the
it.
cat before when you were going to do the white gold.
Yeah.
So why in this conversation 2 days later, out of the blue, she would say, are you sure you don't want it blue? If anything, she would be saying, the first conversation, when you were in person with her, are you sure you don't want it blue?
Yeah. So
To
when
not do that 2 days later, if anything, that helps her position that she didn't bring it up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
She did ask if I wanted it to be blue, and I was contemplating the color blue in honor of blue. But ultimately,
She, on her own initiative, said, what do you think about changing it to the color blue instead?
I believe she did say that.
Okay.
But even in questioning it, in talking about it, the end of our conversation was no change.
What do you recall?
My recollection is that she called specifically to talk about changing the color of the diamond. And I do remember because, as she said, we got along very well when we talked about blue and when she did her order, that I finished the call saying, okay, we'll get you your blue diamond for blue. So I know that she said blue and she was the one who wanted that and she requested that. So the conflict comes when she doesn't call back to say, hey, I didn't receive what I wanted. She just completely calls the credit card and cancels this order and does a chargeback instead of communicating with us when my email is open, my phone is open, she can show up as she lives in the same city. So it just seems a bit confusing to act that way, as we've never had anybody. If someone isn't happy with the size, they can come and tell us.
Coming up on America's Court.
You went and bought a wardrobe
Yes,
to
sir.
match the jewelry that you couldn't stand wearing?
There is a reason for that, sir.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Gregory De Madrid, who is suing Pauline Hawkins for unpaid services.
What is of interest to me is, who do I end up believing as it relates to this particular situation involving your counterclaim? Because your counterclaim has to deal with the fact that you want monies because you ended up getting a blue item, yes?
Yes.
And you went and bought a wardrobe
Yes,
to
sir.
match the jewelry that you couldn't stand wearing?
There is a reason for that, sir. I work for Mossy's. It's a restaurant. I'm the restaurant manager. And this is our color scheme. This is our color coding. The blue doesn't go with that.
So you're saying this olive sort of template that you have on right now is indicative of what you're normally wearing at work?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if I put this, you could rock that. You could make that work
It's not.
if you wanted to.
It's not what I wanted. It's not what Blue wanted. It's not what I ordered. It's not what I asked for.
You said, though, you went and spent all this money on clothes that you want to have reimbursed for them to do because you couldn't make this blue work with that green.
And it doesn't go with our color
But at
scheme.
one point, you
work.
didn't change jobs while you called and had a conversation about maybe considering blue.
No.
So you were contemplating at least what it would look like with that green. So
Actually, I didn't think about the wardrobe when
you
we
were thinking out loud, and all of a sudden now that you got the item and you're like, it doesn't match, so I'm going to spend all this money on clothes, and then I want them to pay the monies.
Coming up on America's Court.
Should they have to pay for a wardrobe so you can match one piece of jewelry?
So I could feel comfortable about wearing the mistake that they made.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Gregory De Madrid, who is suing Pauline Hawkins for unpaid services.
I can't give that back. That is blue. That
Blue
is
is in this item.
right. There's no replacing
So when you
it.
got on some jeans,
I don't actually wear jeans.
when you've got on gray, when you've got on white,
I don't wear those
when
colors.
you have red, white, and blue. Ooh, I see it.
They're not the colors that I wear. They're not the colors that are in my wardrobe.
I think I've made the point, though.
You've made a point as to what you would like to see me wear.
No, I could care less what you wear.
When I get dressed in the morning,
The issue becomes more one of, should they have to pay for a wardrobe so you can match one piece of jewelry?
so I could feel comfortable about wearing the mistake that they made.
Okay.
They made a mistake,
So
and I want them to pay for
$1,200
that
was
mistake.
for the clothing.
Yes.
And then the remaining monies were for what?
That was for pain and suffering, the agony of, it's heartbreaking when you expect to get one thing and you get something else.
Why not $10,000? Why not $20,000? Why 5?
I'm not trying to cheat anybody. I'm trying to make a point. They did something wrong.
You didn't answer my question. Why
Because-
$5,000?
It's
In other
just
words,
the
if you
first
say to
number
me,
that I
this
settled
caused
on.
me to have to go to therapy, and I went to 10 sessions at X number of dollars per session, and I had to take medication, and I had to take time off of work, and here are my receipts, Judge, showing that I was so distraught I couldn't earn my pay, but I need to pay my bills. So then at least I have a reason for $5,000 to say to me, to this court, Boss Ross, I wanted to make them feel what I was feeling.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
Anything else?
I believe maybe her emotional distress doesn't let her recollect the conversation we had.
Well, are you a
as-
therapist?
No.
Okay, so you're good at what you do.
Yes.
Stay in your lane. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, we're going to start with Ms. Hawkins' counterclaim. $5,000 for emotional distress? That ain't happening. Not up in here. Not today. As for the $1,200 for the monies that you want for the wardrobe, no. All right, so before I rule, Deputy Thomas, we want to give Ms. Hawkins this item back because that belongs to her. There you go. And in terms of how much Mr. De Madrid is entitled to, I'm going to knock off some monies because I do think you need to reestablish some more solid business practices in terms of letting the customer know this is what you're getting when it comes. You are entitled, however, I'll shave off about $400. $400 sounds good. So your judgment will be for $2,000. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $2,000.
Yeah, I just want to say that it's a beautiful pendant, and I'm sure it's going to bring lots of great memories of your cat.
It's the end of your 5-star ratings.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.